In this video, I started my own hardcore world that I've always wanted. I want to make the perfect survival base with all the supplies I need. Now let's get started. Welcome. We are starting our new hardcore survival series. And dude, look at this beautiful view. Looks like we spawned in a dark oak forest. That is cool. Let's grab some wood, get some basic tools. Let's go for iron, and then we can start progressing. So I'm really going to try to focus on just making insane builds in this. And just like engaging with the viewers. They can tell me what to build, and you know, I'll build some stuff. For now, let's grab some logs. And for our house, I'm thinking we need some oak, some spruce, some dark oak, and some calcite. Like a normal medieval house. We can go for something like that. It would probably be best to grab just stone tools and iron. Maybe even diamond if we can, depending on how big we want to make our base. Let's get some stone tools. Let's grab some of this copper. And I guess we could start grabbing some logs, since we'll need this for our house later on. We got some pigs, we can get some food. Looks like the dark oak forest goes on for miles. Now I just need to find a spruce forest, or something that will give me spruce wood. Cool, we got some sheep. No, we'll just chop some trees down, I guess, until we find some sort of spruce forest or something. Okay, cool, we got some iron. This is a good start. Okay, it looks like this opened up into a cave. Let's grab some of this coal, just so we can get a bit of light. Perfect. So for our base, I'm thinking of making like a medieval village. Some sort of like with like a windmill and stuff. You know how medieval villages are. They got that windmill with all those crops. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to make. This cave is like a water cave. This is actually kind of unique. Doesn't look like there's any iron though, so you know, I'm just gonna head back. Let's make ourselves a bed, and let's chop some more trees down. We can also take out some more cows. Let's smelt some of our food, and let's sleep this night off. Let's set sail and let's look for a flatter land. Hey, it looks like we got a plains biome. Ooh, we got a village. Alright. Sweet. So we could probably get libraries from the villagers here, which will come in helpful later on. Oh, wait, this is a weird village. Oh, never mind. It just goes on the water. That's cool. Oh, I'm seeing some good landscape. Oh, maybe on the edge could work there, since it's pretty flat. We have this flatland over here. Ooh, any of these could work, you know. See the shape of the island. This is pretty flat, but I think over there is pretty good. The village is right past that hill. So let me kind of map it out and plan. Oh yeah, this could work. So let's say we'll be looking this way. We could put the windmill right here. Let me just put some white wool to indicate it. So let's say we put the windmill there. Could be facing that way with the propellers. We can add loads of like crops around it. There could be a path leading down here. Maybe to like, if I make my own village, I can make it like a little trading center here, like those tents. Or I can put my house there, either one. And yeah, if we just flatten this out, it should be pretty good. But we can't do it with stone tools. So let's go find a cave. So for our materials, we're gonna need some spruce, some oak, some dark oak. And by spruce, we need a lot of spruce. We need calcite, so we need to find an amethyst. And we need some leaves, some pots, and just a lot of trapdoors and spruce slabs. Seems like we got a pretty deep cave, even though I think it's a dead end. Ooh, there's a huge cave. Maybe there would be some iron down here. Though we're also gonna need some andesite, stone bricks, diorite, dirt, barrels, deep slate. So we need to gather a lot of stuff. So I'm thinking while we're down here, when we get iron tools and stuff, we should probably get some iron armor, and then we could farm all of our materials. It'll make it a little bit easier on ourselves. Nice, we got some iron here. And this is a deep cave. And there is a skeleton. Let me smelt some of our iron and let's make a shield. Perfect. Got that geared up. Oh, there's a couple skeletons. Nice. Oh, we got a big vein of iron here. Got another vein. And we cannot grab a lapis, so let's start getting some iron tools. Okay, let's get ourselves an iron pickaxe. And we can get ourselves an iron axe. So I'm just gonna mine for this andesite for now, since everything is smelting. Then we can go back to mining. And also grab this lapis. Okay, cool. We got all of our andesite. Got enough for an iron chest plate. Perfect. Okay, we hit deep slate. Ooh, we got some gold. Hey, a little bit of a close one there. Luckily, we didn't die. Let's smelt some more iron. And while we're down here, we should probably grab our deep slate. So we're probably gonna need around 8 stacks of deep slate. That might take a while, but we'll speed it up for you. There we go. 9 stacks. Let's take our food. Let's take our crafting table. And let's grab some more iron. We're gonna need a lot more for when we get to start getting all the materials, like all the wood we're gonna need. So we should probably get an axe or 2 with all the iron. We had no luck in finding any diamonds, which is kind of upsetting, but at least we got all of our deep slate done. Really hard material to get, since it just takes forever to mine. And let's start to find our way out of this cave. We're pretty low on inventory space at the moment. Okay, we got a ton of iron here. This is perfect. 36 iron. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can make it back up to the surface. See daylight. Okay, here's the village. Perfect. And there's our little wool pole, I guess. Ooh, we got sheep around here and chickens. I'm gonna leave these guys alive because I do want to make a farm or a stable for them. I think making a medieval farm would be cool. So where do we want to put our house? Might change it up a bit. I might make the windmill face that way, since there's not really any land in front. This is the highest point, unless I put the windmill on this mountain. Either way, I think my house is gonna be right here. Okay, let's just make some chests. So we have all the andesite and cobbled deep slate that we need. We're gonna start smelting our iron, and we're gonna grab some cobble, and we're gonna grab some wood. Let's craft a stone cutter. And let's get our materials with all this deep slate. Okay, perfect. We got extra deep slate to spare. And that's good enough for iron for now. And then we just need some stone bricks. And let's smelt all of our stone. And let's go cut some trees. So we're going to need 3 stacks of wood with some planks. And we're going to need not that much dark oak, actually. I changed my mind about dark oak. I think I'm going to stick with spruce and oak. But for dark oak, we just need 2 stacks of stairs, half a stack of slabs, and 48 planks. Alright, let's get tree cutting. Okay, I think 2 stacks might be enough. Let's see what I can make. Okay, that's everything we need. Perfect. Let's try looking for some spruce, and then we can go for a geode. And we can get the oak planks whenever, because we live near a lot of forests. Now, let's remove this whole entire forest. Let's take a moment to look at this. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Something I'm playing normal Minecraft just feels a lot more peaceful than modded. It's good to have a little break of that. So right now I'm trying to look for a spruce forest. So far no luck, but hopefully we can find one soon. Oh wait, is that taiga up there? Oh, let's go guys. We live near cherries, we live near a dark oak, we live near an acacia, we live near a spruce. This is literally the perfect start, dude. Couldn't have asked for a better seed. Well, we're gonna be grabbing at least, I'm gonna have to say 10 stacks of this because we do want extra, because we're gonna make more buildings. We're probably gonna make a windmill, we're gonna make some crops. So let's make sure we grab all this. Okay, that looks like it's the whole forest. So there wasn't that much trees, but luckily we got some saplings. So what we can do is you can put them at a 2x2, and we can use bone meal to make it grow really big. So that's what I plan on doing. So I'm gonna grab all these saplings, and I think we're good. Let's head back, and let's start getting some more trees. We'll probably try to get some more skeletons as well, so we can make some bone meal. I think we'll plant the trees way back here, as I just don't want it to ruin this little area that we have going on. We'll probably just do it right around here. Ooh, we get podzol. Interesting. I don't know if we're gonna need it, but that's a cool little block that we can get for some texture. Let's just get more of these trees. This gives us like more than a stack per tree, which is very nice. Okay guys, instead of putting it here, we actually just moved it up here. We've flattened some land, and I think it looks better over here. So let's get started. Okay, we're just adding some finishing touches to give it a bit more texture and stuff. So we'll be adding like a little floor pattern so it just can look a little bit nicer. A little bit of stone bricks. And we just need coarse dirt. I think we need gravel for that, but overall, let me take a look back here. I think that looks pretty good. It's pretty big, which is nice. So I could fit like a lot of stuff in here. So we also added this little tent here just for some like just texture again. And here we have like a little boiler room, which we could actually change out these barrels, and I think it would be better to put in some furnaces. And up here is the clocked. Ooh, it's a little bit dark. We'll have to make some torches, but we've got some windows right here that you can look out of. And this is the watchtower, so we can see over a whole entire world, which is going to be very nice. I haven't done any of the interior yet in this part of the house. We got part of the stairs, which we can go up here. And then there's a ladder that goes to the attic. And I'm thinking we could probably put an enchanting room right here. And yeah, we can see out this part. Looks really nice. And right here is just another room that I really don't know what to fill it with right now. I'm thinking I could make it down here like a little kitchen area, but I kind of want to move on to something else. I'm going to need some white wool, and I'm going to need a lot of wheat. Because I'm going to try to build myself a windmill with a farm, like a wheat field or something. And then the sheep up here, let's grab some wool, and let's take the villagers' crops. And we have loads of leftover materials. We might have enough for the windmill. I just need to check my schematic for it. Okay, cool. We got some potatoes. That could work out. Nice. I'll borrow some of those. Okay, it looks like that's the only farm, so it might be a little bit hard to get wheat seeds. Okay, this is more than enough wool. And let's start planning out our windmill location. I think it would be nice on top of here. And then we could add loads of like wheat fields all the way down to maybe right here. And we can have some paths going to it. And I think I want the windmill to be facing that way. It's not going to be too big, but this is the size of it. We have a lot of spruce wood, and we have a bit of dark oak. That's going to be enough. Got a spruce door, some barrels. I think we can start building. Okay, let's get started. Okay, we got this far, but yeah, we ran out of wood. Let's see how it looks. Okay, looks pretty good so far. Do I have any more wood, or do I have to go grab some more? Okay, looks like I have to get a little bit more, but let's add a torch inside just so mobs don't spawn. Now that I think about it, my house looks so huge. I mean, I guess that's pretty good. It means I can add more detail in the middle. But let's go grab some oak wood. My big house means the villagers will know who's king of this world. Now, let's continue. And what we can do is we can add a little bit of detail to the sides here to give it more of that rocky, like, light or windmill theme. Let's add a door. There we go. Let's look how high it is. Not bad. I think that's looking pretty good so far. Oh yeah, this looks so much better. Okay. Once we get enough wood, we're gonna finish what we're doing. And then we're gonna make a farm. Loads of crops, and it's gonna look really good. Okay, I think we got the rest of our materials, but what we can do is inside we can start adding a little bit of detail. Not like that. Put a barrel here. Make this go. I mean, we don't need to go all the way up just because no one's gonna be seeing this part. So we'll add a little stick here. We'll move the torches later and put in lanterns. Let me grab my crafting table for a second. Get some slabs, and these are gonna be like shelves, I guess, for the chests that we're gonna put here. Or I'll think about that later on. Maybe just slabs. But let's go up here and let's finish this top. And for the sails, we're gonna add some trapdoors. So we can add one here. I don't want to mess up the placement because I have like, I think just enough. So if I mess it up, that would suck. I think this works. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's good enough. Now we can repeat this on all the sides. We can spice it up by putting some fence posts. Never mind, I could take this one off. Then I could put a fence there. We'll add a little bit more detail to the sides. We just need loads of trapdoors. We'll add some little bit of detail here with these trapdoors. It'll make it look like it's kind of like bulging out a bit. And I think we're done, guys. Just gotta take out all this dirt and we can see how it looks. Fairly easier than my other build that I did. The house was just massive. Not bad, not bad. I should add something right there in between that piece of wood. Something that sticks out a tiny bit, but not too much. And it's perfect. So we can add a couple chests here. I need to change this to the stair work. Okay, yeah, that works. I mean, we could leave a crafting table in here with like a lantern there. You could put a lantern on top of that. And it's pretty cozy. We could also change this up a bit to make it more like been used, and there's been like hay going through this and stuff. And all we really need is cobblestone, but we are unfortunately out of that stuff, and we cannot make grindstones without stone. So let's make a new pickaxe, and let's grab a lot of stone. And I think that works. Yeah, that looks really nice. So now we can start gathering some wheat seeds. We only have 6 at the moment. That's not that much. We need loads of hoes because, you know, gotta till all the ground. I don't know if I want to make iron ones because we only have 7 ingots, right? Alright, we got a bit. Maybe I can make an iron one for a while. We can also make a couple coarse dirt. We're also gonna need spruce fences, spruce slabs, spruce planks, and trapdoors to make the surrounding area look good. We'll get 20 coarse dirt, and we're gonna need some water as well. Let's start grabbing some wheat seeds. Okay, we got about a stack of wheat seeds. That is pretty good. So we need to create a pathway, which I have a pretty good idea of where I want it. We just need to try to terraform this a bit. Okay, we got a path going on here. I think it looks really neat. I do like the stone slabs, or the wood slabs. So we have it marked out here. Let's add a little bit of this just to make... I just love the look of this. It looks so good. So we can always add cobblestone to this if we want. I just chose not to right now. But yeah, it just goes all the way down here. Over here I could add like a market for villagers. And over here, we got more slabs leading up so I don't have to jump. And it leads straight to our house. We can also add stuff down here if we need to, but let's start just taking out all of these tall grass so we can start hoeing the ground. And add some leaves with a fence with a lantern to light it up. I think this looks pretty good. So we sort of have it mapped out now. We know where we're gonna place our stuff. Let's add some more fences around here. We do like 2 here, a single one right here. I think this makes it look a little more alive. Now that we have that done, we got it all lit up. We'll add one more right here. And now let's start tilling the ground. And since this is kind of thin, we're gonna start terraforming it like again. We've always liked terraforming. Terraforming is always fun. So we're gonna extend it out maybe to like 2 or 3 blocks, just so you know it feels like it's more of a field and not just like patches. We are running out of dirt, so we should probably get some more. So this is what we have so far. I think the animals are stomping on it, but let me quickly see how good it looks. It's looking good. I should probably try to smooth that out a bit more down here, but I need to add some more up top as well. But overall, we want to at least get to down here all the way around, and then we'll add maybe a fence around it. So let's grab some more dirt. Okay, we got quite a lot of dirt. I think this will be enough. Okay, I guess we can resume tilling the ground. We can also start adding some more dirt. Okay, I don't know how far we want to go with this. We've done quite a lot. I'm gonna fill it in with seeds and see how it looks. Well, we're out of seeds and we didn't get far. Okay, maybe I should just take away these two, and we can till the path a bit more. But overall, I think it looks pretty good. We of course need more wheat seeds, and we need to wait for the stuff to grow. I don't think I should add another layer. I'll have to think about it, but I should add something down here to block the dirt, because I think it looks a bit off. We're gonna move all of our chests to this room here, and this would be our storage room. And we are gonna organize it by type, so you know, underground wood and stuff. Finally, we're gonna organize stuff. Grab ourselves a smoker. We can get a couple of slabs. We'll put a lantern there to light it up a bit. We could actually replace this, put a smoker there, add 2 more barrels right here with maybe something like this. Then we can have one of these here, so it's like one of those things that pick up all the steam. We can add some slabs, put some carpet there, and we can put... I'll put another lantern, but I think I should put flower pots here. I just don't have any clay at the moment. And up here we could have like cupboards. We can add some tables. Maybe that's a little too big. We already have a lantern here. I'm gonna remove this. We could put that on the edge right here. I think this is looking a little cozy. We could use a little bit more carpet here. Maybe a little bit more texture in the floor and stuff. But overall, this is pretty good. Starting to feel like home. So for the next thing, I kind of want to make like a villager market in that empty spot. Right over here. It's pretty much empty, so I do want to add something over here. I don't know how well the villager market will, how big it will be, because I'm sort of layers here and I kind of need to flatten it out. And look at that. First wheat is grown. I'm gonna wait for it to fully grow, just so I can see how they all look together here. Because I still don't know whether I should bring it down a bit more. If I do decide to bring it down, it will kind of line up with this fence and act as a border. So that might be a good idea. But for now, I'm gonna go shear some sheep and get a lot of wool. Alright, 23 pieces of wool, that's not too bad. Also got some eggs so we can save for a farm later. I don't know if we should just make stable like stuff or make like a farmhouse. think I might just do stables, but let's start mapping out the villager trading center here. And we can turn that into dye, and we can dye some of the sheep around us. And that will just give us more red wool. We're also gonna need some banners, but I don't have any. And I don't want to go to the nether yet. But we can get that later on. Okay, 13 wool, that's not gonna be enough, but at least we can make like a couple of the little markets that we want to make. Alright, I think we're ready. Let's start flattening out the land. And let's get started. Here's what we got so far. So we got like little stuff on the top, wool to indicate like it's a market, I guess. So I could change this out just so I can put some of these trapdoors. Maybe just on one side. We could put a stair here. So a villager could be sitting right here. We could have item frames here. So to prevent the villagers from getting out, they can still make it over. We could add slabs on the back, slab on this side. Another trapdoor because they can't get out, right? Yeah. Actually, I would only need slabs on this side, so I could literally just fill the rest with trapdoors there and save some on this side. People can get hit, but they won't get hit from here. I mean, I don't know. Zombies can climb up. I'll have to figure this one out, but this is the best I can get for now. Until I want to figure out another design if I can. But we can put like item frames here, and that will indicate what he's selling. So that is pretty good. Now let's add a couple more of these. Okay, this is good. They can't escape. Second one done. And we can actually just save a trapdoor here. And yeah, they can't get out like that. Hold up. I aligned them up. It is what it is. We should add one more right here later, but we don't have the space for it. Let's start getting all of our wheat, and we can start replanting all of the seeds. Now, this took a while to do, but we finally got all of our wheat seeds planted. We made another market here. I don't know how it looks. I tried doing a diagonal, and I mean, villagers cannot escape, but I just don't know if I like the look of it like this. It just looks a bit strange. So all we did was we added this little section down here. I think I should extend it a bit more out here and extend like the grass, but we can do that a bit later. But at the moment we're out of iron, so I might go back into a cave and try to get some more. I also have I made a copy of the world just so I could see what the house looks like facing another way. And I also changed the windmill in that other world. So I kind of want to rebuild this, I think. Not gonna lie. I do like where the house is at though. I just need to change the direction by like 90 degrees or something. So instead of it being like this, the front will be facing this way. And I feel like that will make it more open for space usage. As if I move this back here and have it like lengthwise or widthwise over this way, like here to there, it would just give this path so much more depth to go all the way this way so I can expand, rather than it sort of just ending right here all the way down here. Because I don't really want it to cut through the house. I feel like that would be strange. Or I don't want it to go all the way down there. I want it to be multiple paths and multiple places to be. So we need some more tools to rebuild. It might take a while, but you know, guys. It would probably be worth it in the long run. So let's go into a cave. Let's grab some iron. So we do have this massive cave here, which could be good to grab some iron. We'll also grab some coal. Nice, we got a ton of iron here. This is a huge cave. Diamonds. That's what we wanted. Just one. That's alright. We have 34 pieces of iron. I think we should go higher up because that's where all the iron would be. Nice. There's more than one. Oh, this is a huge vein. Let's go. This is worth the adventure. Okay, 6. Perfect. Okay, I think this is good for now. We got, let's see, 6 diamonds, 42 iron. That is pretty good. Seems like there is a water cave. Perfect. Here's our house. Let's get our materials. And let's turn this house around. Okay, guys. I think that's everything done. That took a long time to do. I will double check before I place something because, yeah, that was kind of painful. But let's make a path and scrap some of our spruce wood. Okay, we're out of leaves, so we need more spruce leaves, but we can use fences. I guess just fences for now and some lanterns. So what we could do is we could add a little bit more fence. Wrong fences, I need spruce. I think I'm actually out of spruce. So let's go make a bit more of that. Okay, we got 21. That should be enough. We got a fence here. And maybe one just here. I think this looks pretty good. So now since we have... So in the other part, like... I'm glad I changed it. I forgot to add 2 pieces of glass. Hold up. And actually, we actually needed scaffolding for this roof here. So instead of leaving it just open plain, we could add it, just put glass here. We're not going to get scaffolding anytime soon until we find a jungle biome, so this works, I guess, just as good. Okay, but I really think it's done for real this time. So the good thing about this is I can have like medieval carts here and better stuff. So this works perfectly fine. We could add this path. Let's just do it a little bit right now. Yeah, either add it down this way, or we could stretch it from down here. Either one works. I think this one might work out better since it feels more flowy with the build. And down here, we could probably add loads of stuff. We could flatten out this land. We can maybe make a harbor. I think that would be really cool for a future project. But for now, let's gather some spruce fences, spruce gates, and we can try to add some little details up here. Kind of like how we did here. I think this looks really good. Okay, so we got a couple materials here. I want to try to make something maybe right down here. This is going to be the perfect spot. Maybe like a little fire pit with a tent to give it more of that like medieval look. Since I want to stay with the medieval theme. Might just be better off to put just all the dirt here. I think this will work better. So let's start with the fire pit that we want to make. So we got a little bit of cobblestone here, so we could either add some bricks, sort of like this, so it's like just handmade or man-made. Maybe something like this. Then we can place some campfires down. That, we can do that. And this gives it like a little fire pit kind of vibe, you know? And let's make a little bit of space over here. Where do we want to put the tent? Let me see if I have oak logs. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna have to grab more of that. Let's see what we can do. And that might be a little too close. Let me move it back a bit. If it's too close to the fire, it's actually gonna catch on fire, and we do not want that. And we could add this on this side. Same with this side, and then a stair on. Actually, this is the wrong way. Looks to look. There we go. Perfect. We'll add one to here as well. Put one here. Let's add some carpet. We do here. That could be like a sleeping bag or something. Or just like some sort of blanket, but you know, looks like a sleeping bag. And then we got some dark oak fences that we could put here to make it look like the tent is propped up with some sticks or something. I think it looks pretty good for a tent. And we could add some like stuff here, like a water thing, like a cauldron. We do have a couple barrels to spice it up. But another thing is we also need leaves. So I might just try to grab some spruce trees. Okay, we got some saplings here. We should have some bones. We got our shears. Let's grab some spruce leaves. At least this is the perfect tree for the job. Let's see. Nearly 3 stacks, or just about 3 stacks. That is pretty good. Let's chop the rest. Okay, cool. That gave us a lot of good stuff. And with these leaves, we could add that here. And it will sort of give it that leafy, like, just vibe. You know, make it look a lot better. So we could add like a couple bushes like this. With these fence posts, we can sort of just do the same thing we did with our other design. And we could put a lantern on top. We could add a bit more fences and a bit more leaves. And also, we still have some stone on us. So we could add a little bit more texture stuff. I don't really have much on me. But over here, let's move some of these flowers. We could make like some rocks. Just give it a little bit more texture. Maybe something like, not like that. Something like this. I have a little bit more slabs. Like that, just little rocks, I guess. and it will just make it feel more alive. So let's add a couple more of these around. And I think this looks much better already. It really gives it more of the texture. Let's start chopping down some more trees. Okay, I think that's all the wood we would need for now. And then we could finish adding stuff to that little campsite, and we can also finish our next build. It's gonna be like a little decoration type thing, so it's pretty small, but it'll at least add some more depth to this starting village. I'm gonna need to borrow from some of these fields. So maybe here we can make some little logs so people can sit on and stuff. You know, make it more like a campsite. Maybe something like this. I think that looks really good. And up here, we can start our build. It can be over here and we can save this for something else. But we're gonna make a medieval cart. We're gonna put trapdoors here for the wheels. We can put 2 of these. So, you know, it like makes it look like it's gonna bring someone. We'll put a seat there. We'll put a chest here. I just need to craft some hay bales. We could do something like that. And I think that would stay. I don't think it's gonna pop out, right? I'm not too sure. But we'll add this so it looks like it's holding the stuff in and doesn't just fall out of the cart. We'll put a hay bale there and we'll put a fence here. So it's like a little medieval cart. I think it looks really good. And this is where the dude sits. And yeah, we'll add that. And I probably should add my own trees, but I'm not really sure how to make trees. I'm not too experienced with making like floral trees and stuff. Okay, for materials, we're getting ourselves loads of spruce fences, of course. And we're getting ourselves all these leaves. So I sort of have an idea. If you want to make skinnier trees, use fence posts. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Just, where's a good place to put them? There will be some good, maybe around the campsite. I don't know if to spice it up with a bit of spruce and oak. I'm not really too sure. But let's start with right over here. Maybe like right here. And maybe we could start off with like this. The branch coming out. Actually, hold up. That looks a bit strange. Give me 1 second. Alright, we got our spruce logs. We're gonna use a bit of spruce logs as well. And maybe that will make it look a little bit better. So if we go at least 11 high, we do 1, 2, 3 to make like the tip of the tree. And then now we can start adding stuff to it after the water just stops. So we could put some fences here. This takes longer than I thought. We start by putting some leaves around this to give it that leafy texture. And these act like sticks. That kind of makes it look like a normal tree. Ooh, wait, that actually looks pretty nice. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Now it's time to finish the backside. I think that is it for the tree. Oh, wait. Oh. Let me sleep and I'll fix that. That part looks a bit strange. So what did I do wrong? Yeah, I stacked too many here. So maybe if I take a bit of that out. And, let's see. We could just add one here. And that's starting to look better. We don't need to overload it with leaves because if you look at like a normal tree, I suppose, there isn't just leaves overflowing and piling on. And there. I think this looks pretty good for a tree. Maybe one more leaf there. And that looks like a normal pine tree. Yeah, I think that looks really good. That will spice up the place a bit more. We should add a little bit more. Since it's not too big, we could probably just maybe add one right here. formerly we'll add one there. We'll put a fence there to finish it off. Perfect. Got a couple trees, and I think that looks pretty good. Let me just take down this tree here. Now I think that looks perfect. I think we really did a good job in this first episode. It just looks so aesthetically pleasing, and it just looks really cozy. So this is really sick. I think this was a really good start for our first episode of our hardcore series. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see me build certain type of stuff, just comment down below, like build this as an iron farm or build this as like a type of farm. I can definitely do that for you guys. It can just be anything. I don't care. I can transform the end. It doesn't matter if it has to be a medieval theme or not. I will just like some suggestions. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this first episode, and I see I forgot something up there. So we can just add fence and Oakley. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys in the next episode.